Welcome to Known Through Connection. I'm Jess Collicott. Today I'm in Kodiak, Alaska, sitting down with someone I deeply admire, my sister-in-law, Kelli Foreman. Kelli is a wife, mom to 3 boys, a farmer, a community leader, and the heart behind an online family that stretches across the world. She's real, resilient, and refreshingly honest about both the chaos and the beauty in her life. In this episode, you'll get a glimpse of what it feels like to lead, serve, and find joy even when the days start before 3 a.m. and never seem to slow down. Whether you follow Kelli online or are meeting her for the first time, I think you'll be encouraged by her grit, humor, and the way she reminds all of us you're the main character in your own story. Let's jump in. It's great to spend time with you in Alaska. Thank you for welcoming us. I know that your life is 24/7. And still, thank you for choosing to take just a few minutes and spend time.
You get like, yeah, you're like in our neck of the woods, which means it's all a little chaotic.
It's all real.
But we're gonna make it.
Yep. And so obviously I know you, and then there are people who are going to be aware that you're on the podcast who will know you through the presence you already have online. But for the folks who are new to you, would you be willing to just inventory everything that you're responsible for?
Oh, God.
Every living thing.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I don't know. That is a tall order, but I am Stephen's wife of 19 years, which is pretty good. That's my most important calling, to be honest with you. And then we have 3 boys, which are the next, and depending on which day, depend on their level of needs, as to which is the most important after that. But and then my dogs and cats, and then a host of farming. I don't know. It's like 40, maybe 30, 40, something along those lines. I don't know the exact amount right now because it fluctuates frequently. And then lot of farm animals, and I think that's it. I'm trying to think of anything else I'm responsible for that I'm not.
Well, you're responsible for a couple organizations, 2. Or
I mean, I my day job is Kodiak Baptist Mission. Yeah. So there are multiple levels. Like there is mom farm Kelli, or there's like organizational Kodiak Baptist Mission Kelli too, because I also have a full-time job on top of mom and farm.
When does your day start?
2:45. My morning. My first alarm goes off. Yep, that's and I know that like you go back and forth, like the Mel Robbins, like get up right when you wake up. Bullcrap. Not gonna do that. I'm gonna hit my snooze button like 3 times, and then I'm gonna get up, and it might be like 2 minutes, but that's what I like to do. And I ease myself out of bed. Thank God Stephen doesn't hear any of it. Like I'm sure if he heard my like 3 alarms to begin the day, and then I get up and then go for the day.
That's impressive. Yeah, I have realized the best time, I think, to text you for myself as your brother-in-law is like 5, 6 in the morning when it's like 2 in the morning here.
Yeah.
And you're up and haven't quite got sucked into your day yet.
Yes.
That's the best time too.
Yeah. Yep. And normally that's the trickiest time because that's when I see texts that had come in by like normal people that are like, I'm gonna text her in the evening because you have like the night, and I'm like, I'm in bed, but I see it at like early in the morning, and then I forget about it. And they're like, you didn't text me back. And I'm like, well, you didn't want me to text you at 3 a.m. And then I forgot. So sorry.
One of the things, Kelli, that I think probably gets overlooked is you run the only goat dairy farm in Kodiak, Alaska. You help run your family. You help run Kodiak Baptist Mission. And what gets overlooked, I think, is you help take care of about 150,000 people on Instagram and about 60,000 people on Facebook.
Oh, I don't know, but so lots of goat dairies in Kodiak. I was for a long time the only grade A certified. I dropped that. But I think there might be a couple of raw milk registered dairies now in the state. I'm not sure, but I did, transfer that just a little bit. And I'll be honest, I don't think about like Instagram or any of that like as in numbers. I think of it as one. It's one person.
What does that mean? Can you help us?
Well, it's my mom. It's my mom. That's who I'm talking to every day. I would not do Instagram otherwise. I mean, and I guess it's grown, but like I'm talking to my mom. I'm taking her with me all day long, everywhere I go. And I've developed some fantastic friends. I mean, like some of my closest best friends have come through Instagram, but I never talk to multiples. Like I'm always talking to you. I'm always talking to you. This is just you and me having a conversation. And I will always write you back. Like I'm because this is the conversation to one. So that's kind of what that means.
You've told me that you've given me a few tips on social media in the past, which I appreciate. And you told me that you're talking to one person. I've actually shared that tip with some other people.
Yeah.
But I've never known until just now that it was your mom that you're talking to.
Yep. Because and that's why I totally overshare. You're not supposed to I do tons of stories. You're not supposed to do that. That is not a currently the current model. Like you want to do a few stories, hold people's attention, and you want to let those stories, you want to let them cycle through, right? So you want to go where you don't have a story, and then you add a story, and that's going to draw people in because they want that story. I don't care about that garbage. I put tons of stories up because that's why I am there. I want you to know what I'm doing. This is not planned. This is not scripted. Like you're going to see every single day that I am doing the exact same things. And that's like, yep, I have lots of stories, but I like it. I like it that way.
What's it like having and it's interesting to me that when you're recording the videos, is you're just talking about, which is great because you're so genuine and playful and authentic, and so it's brilliant to realize that when you're in that mode, you're talking with your mom. I think that's amazing. Yeah. But what's it like having a community? Is it always supportive? Is it interesting? What's it like having?
I have a great community actually. Like I truly, as far as the Instagram world, I don't have any complaints. And I have friends from Portugal and I mean all of Australia. And like I've had a friend from Australia, her parents have come here to visit, a friend that I met on Instagram. And to be really like honest, there are a couple of people, and I mean, like I think people make digs. I don't care. I just look over that because they got something going on with themselves that they're dealing with. If I am like drawn out, whatever. And you're always going to get like the PETA people, and you're going to get like the anti-raw milk folks, or the, that want to create issue or take issue with what you do. But I just scoot them along and say, this may not be the best place for you. So we'll see you later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But gosh, I mean, I'd be lying if I said like certain comments don't like, they're like, oh, you punk. But then I'm like, okay, we'll see you later. I'm done. And if they keep going, I just block them and then I move on. But like truly have the best people, best friends, best individuals. And they're folks we talk every single day. Never met them. Would never recognize them ever. And we're friends. Like I know who their family is. I know their kids. I ask about how their grandma's doing. I don't know who they are beyond our little app, but
Well, I've tagged you in a couple of reels, and you helped me make a couple ones.
Yeah.
They're my most humorous ones because it brings your sense of humor to it. But it's clear to me that you have a very supportive following, because my by far hardest performing social media posts or the ones that you help me make, and your followers, which feels like a weird word to say out loud, will like those posts for weeks.
Yeah.
And they're just so supportive of you. And I see the comments they make. You just really brighten people's day with the stories that you bring and the personality that you have and who you are. I want to transition here topics in a little bit, but is there something through the podcast that you would love to say to members of the community who engage with your content? Is there something you'd want to just, you wish that
no, to be honest, no, because like we talk about it all the time. Like I have nothing that's like left like, well, like I tell people I appreciate them or thank you for this or that. And no, I don't think so. I think we're good. Right? We're good. We're good.
That's awesome. Okay, switching topics a little bit. I think one of the things people who follow you really closely are aware of this. And then as your brother-in-law, I'm aware of some of it too. But you've been through a lot, right? You're not that old, in my opinion.
Right.
And you've had a lot that you've had to deal with, both in terms of your physical health, in terms of things on the farm.
Right.
Barns being burned.
Right. Right.
Would you be willing to share just a touch of some of what you've been through between like your knee and
Sure. Yeah, I four knee surgeries in total knee replacement. Those are always big. I've had a couple of major ear surgeries.
When you say ear surgeries, can you just describe for me?
Steven knows actually what it's called, but like they had to like cut off my ear and dig out some infections that were back there.
Like, I don't want to just go past that. They cut off your ear.
Well, they flopped it forward and then did some drilling back there.
Yeah. So it wasn't just like.
Yeah. I guess it was fairly significant. It seemed really insignificant compared to like a knee replacement. Both. Recovery was so much easier, really. But yeah, I had fantastic doctors. So that's really great. Yeah, there's always something. I mean, like you always have something that hurts. Like I'm hard on my body, I guess. And then, I mean, you just have that, like something always dies. Like something is looking for a reason to die here. And that's tricky. Or you have, a sick animal. That's hard. That weighs on you a lot. Gosh, I mean, having kids is tricky. I mean, like having humans, like that's my greatest calling in life is to be a wife and a mom. Like there's nothing bigger than that. And so, like, gosh, your kid doesn't pitch a great game. That stinks. Like that is hard on me to see my kids fail and then to be okay with it, to let them fail and let them like be in that is always tricky because you never want your kids to fail. You want it to be perfect for them. But that doesn't help anybody out. And then, I mean,
how do you hold yourself back from jumping in to rescue your kids?
This is hard. Seeing kids whose parents have always coddled them that aren't capable. Like I've seen a huge transition with like my day job of the young adult, the demise of the young adult. That is incredibly motivating to give my kids really tough love because like there are some really great ones, but there's been such a great transition. Lots of kids are medicated these days, lots of issues that they're going through. And I feel like maybe they needed to be yelled at more. I mean, that's tricky. I mean, that can be a tough part and failed, like be put in a place that is safe enough to fail. Like I want my kids to get hurt here. I want them, like you've seen the incredible jumps that my boys have around here. Like I'm waiting for the broken arm to come and I'm just like praying, like, and my boys have had buddies actually die this past, this past year. And that's terrifying because you want to not let anything bad happen. And I've just told them, I've said, I just have one of you. So be smart as you can, but also to also know like this, God's got this. I got to let it go and I got to let them fail. And I want to give them so many opportunities to fail now where it's safe to fail so that they can thrive when they launch. Did I divert completely from your
No, that's great.
question?
No, I took you down that
Okay.
path. Okay. Another question, kind of going back to where I was going in terms of a lot of the challenges that you've had. There's kind of a little bit of a theme emerging on Known Through Connection, at least for the next couple episodes, maybe where there's a theme of resilience and coming from hardship. And you may not view it this way, but as a very active farmer who had a total knee replacement, 4 surgeries, I know you ran through the cartilage in your knees
Right.
very young age. You had, when did the barn burn down? When was that?
Gosh, it was a few years ago.
Was
Was
it
it
that
5 years ago
Okay.
now, maybe?
All right. And I know just about every time you leave the farm and somebody else watches it, there's something that
Something
happens.
that, except the last 2 times, we're on a new kick. 2 times, nothing's died.
And what stands out to me, kind of tying back to the first topic, is, I see the comments people make. You are a source of joy and positivity for people.
Right.
And so I want to ask you, you get up every day before 3, you are self-driven, go, go, go. You could be somebody who just kind of goes on the inside and becomes kind of hard.
Mm.
But I know it's a choice.
Right.
You choose to be personable, and you choose to um, be a source of life for others. And I know that it's not always like humanly within you to
Yeah.
want to be that. Where does that resilience come from? Where does that come from to be as positive as you are?
Right, right. I will say not as much as I used to be in some ways. I guess maybe I think there's a little bit that gets masked because you can be a people pleaser, and that can then come off as, gosh, you're so happy. You're trying to please other people, and then you come home and Steven gets word vomited on. I mean, like that could be like all these things, but then you have to realize you did this to yourself. So there's a little bit of that, like you have to set up a few boundaries. And then for me, like, and this is the other thing, like uh I I've never struggled with like depression or anything like that. I've just never, I just don't have that. Like and there are some days after it rains 28 days here, you're like, I don't feel as awesome. And I sometimes wonder, I wonder if this is what like a hint of depression would feel like, being down. I'm just not in me. And I don't know how my parents instilled that in us, but I watched my mom has MS. We watched my dad go through really hardship with the farm. He worked a job for the majority of the time my sister and I were growing up that he hated, and it didn't get paid very well, and it was crappy. And he did it for us. And he said, what matters is fantastic. I'm so full of joy. He's like, he would tell Jill and I all the time. He's like, what's important is fantastic. He's like, I'm the richest man in the world. It's like your mom and you and your sister. And I think when you come from that and you see like, how bad is it really? It can't be that bad. And I really, like, I get so much joy from my morning cup of coffee. Like I get super pumped that like I'm finishing up like my work. I'm like, I get a cup of coffee. I love it. Like, and maybe it's the little things, but I love animals. I didn't have animals because it was food or anything. It just brought me great joy. And I'm super thankful. Like, they are expensive. My husband has 4 jobs so that I can have my jobs that I have. And but he also sees like it brings me joy. And if the mom's not happy in a home, your home's not going to be happy. Things aren't going to function well. And so I actually think Steven has done a lot of things to make sure that I stay happy. And I'm low maintenance with really expensive hobbies like milk cows and things. But I can have those. So there are little pockets of things I love. And those bring me a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment. And like, it's not my boys necessarily, because they can be really tough on me. I love them. They bring me joy. But like, my dog thinks I'm the best in the world, whereas like the boys sometimes don't want to hang out with me. So I'm going to make sure that I still have these other areas. And then really at the core, it is my faith. I've never known life without my faith and without Jesus. And there are lots of times like I don't like going to church. I don't like organized like religious stuff. It drives me crazy. But like Jesus and I talk a lot. Like, can you please help me have a better attitude? Please give me kind words, because all I have are nasty ones currently. I'm not joking. Like, I have nothing nice to say, and he like somehow he's like, here are all the nice words to say, and then I feel better when I say them. I'm like, oh, I do like those people. Super. Like, right. Anyway, that's probably.
So what I hear is you had parents who were faced their own challenges, their own struggles, but were selfless in how they have taken those challenges on. They modeled that for you as their daughter. You saw that, you internalized that.
Yeah.
You have tried tries maybe the wrong word,
right.
but you internalize that, and that you express that back out.
Yeah.
You also have a spouse who is in tune with you, who is supportive.
Yeah.
Also cheating because he's a licensed counselor therapist. But
yeah, but we don't let him do that stuff on me.
Yeah. But you have a spouse who is thoughtful and mindful of you, and I know you're thoughtful and mindful of him, and we talked about that. And then you have a faith that grounds you, especially in those moments where you're like, hey, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel right now. And I need my cup filled up in a way that I just can't do it.
Yeah.
Is that all fair?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can do a lot more. Like Stephen and I are very different, but we came at things very equally yoked. Like our families on paper would have been identical. And I think we've been able to go further and do more and therefore be fulfilled in those things, because we're not trying to pick up the pieces on the side. We're just like, here we go. And that's been fun. That's what makes life fun. When you're constantly trying the next new thing, you know? You're like, oh, okay, what's today? Never thought we'd be here 20 years ago, but super cool. Yeah.
Very adventurous life. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know we're pushing up on your bedtime, so I've got one more question. So my question is more kind of a theme at the end of the podcast that I've been asking is, when people connect with you, Kelli, what is something that you hope stays with them?
Oh. Hopefully that they can do it. Like, I don't want to, like, I want to hopefully help motivate people that they can do the thing. Like, oh, she's doing this over here. Like, not my jam, but I think I could do my thing. Like, I hope they forget about me and they're like, oh, I'm motivated to do this other thing for me. Like, I don't want to be the person like, oh, I want to be like Kelli. Like, I want them to want to be like themselves and to be the leading role in their life. Like, you are the main character in your life. I'm not the main character. I don't, like, I might be on a little screen, but like, hopefully you can be like, whew, that was like a little shot in the arm. And now I'm going to go be my main character. Like, I'm going to play the leading role. I'm the hero. You're the hero in your story. And like, I was just one of those like side cast, like people that said hi to you on the street at just the right time. And then you were like, phew, off to go do the leading role.
I love that. Yeah. You have played that role for me this summer, and I really appreciate that. So you're doing it in my life, and like I said, I can see that you're doing it in others' lives by just being you. So thank you for daily pouring yourself into so many things and so much.
Yeah, it's fun.
Just being a bright person. Yeah. So thank you for taking this time.
No problem. I'm very awkward. I feel like I'm fiddling with everything. So you're going to have to edit out all of my... Well, after you got dogs laying around me, Legos. This is super.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you, Kelli.
Yes, thank you. Look at you. Like 24 minutes, Jess.
That's amazing.
Can't believe you did that. Good job. All right. Do I stop this?
Thanks so much for listening to Known Through Connection. Kelli, thank you for welcoming us into your world, for your honesty, and for reminding us what it means to show up and keep going, even on the hard days. If this conversation encouraged you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need a reminder that they're the main character in their own story. Don't forget to follow or subscribe for more real conversations with people who inspire us to keep connecting and keep growing. I'm Jess Kodiak. Thanks for connecting, and thanks for being part of the community.